week 2, and look, I wanted to make a quick video and show game creation because I think a lot of people get mixed up here and have questions about what country should I join based on what do I like. And so I'm just going to show you guys, we're actually starting an alliance game. It's a private military versus U.S. Army, and we're at the account creation. So we're going to be going in as Team 2. And the challenge was accepted today. And so here's what you can do. You can click on select random nation and it puts you in any one of these things, but I highly do not recommend that, especially if you're playing in an alliance game. If you're playing a solo game, then YOLO it, man. Press select random nation, go in as whoever you want to. But if you're going to be going in as a team, you should have some sort of a plan. And so our plan is to get some of the same countries that we've had. And so look at this list of countries. Where should I start? B, what do all these mean? What does Algeria do? Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China. Like, what should I take, right? Well, let's take a look at it. Here in the description, it'll say standard nation, early to mid-game PvPers. They have 8 cities. The largest nation located on the Mediterranean Sea, Algeria's coastline is hilly while the southern border includes the Sahara Desert. This nation is suitable for new players. And so what that means is you won't have like a blitzkrieg early on you. Tactically, like you're going to be on even ground. And then look at their military doctrine. Eastern, that means research doctrine favoring inexpensive infantry, air defense, and tank technologies. So if you were going to be more defensive oriented player and branch out slowly and take ground slowly, then you were going to want to do your infantry in your tanks, and then you're going to want to set up your air defense. Algeria is perfect for that, right? So let's look at Argentina and read through them. Standard nation, early to mid PvP, 8 cities located on the southeastern coast of South America, blah, 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 blah. It favors players interested in naval technologies. So, Western doctrine, research doctrine favoring faster research of aircraft, air mobile, and missile technologies, right? So these would be this would be a perfect nation to go for naval, meaning like an aircraft carrier with aircraft on it because you're going to do faster research of aircraft. Air mobile, meaning that you can lift like your whatever it is, your infantry out by choppers. You can pull in your AA with air infantry or air mobile, sorry. And then missile technologies is where you would excel. So your ICBMs, your cruises, your ballistics, like all that stuff would be favored by Argentina. So you see that right down here in the bottom. And then as you go through Australia, it tells you the same thing. This is more of a naval player. It's a late game PvPer, meaning that you're going to be slow to get to these islands out here, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, to challenge Indonesia. It's going to be tough for you to get on there. So it is a large nation, and it's probably a medium level, but this one's a hard one to play in alliance games because it's really hard to get to all these islands. You have to research your naval up higher. Brazil favors no specific arm of the military service. It means it's a really well-rounded country, but you have to defend on 2 large sides. It's hard to get items from here down to here, right? And you can go through them all and read what they are, but you want to play something that favors your style. So if you're really big in the naval stuff, like play the UK. They're going to have big aircraft. They're going to have big navies because they're going to have to get through the water to get to places, unless they can establish a foothold into France or someplace close that would have a quick shipping to move tanks. So, and speaking of France, like I'm going to be playing France again this round. So it's going to tell you evenly balanced research and technology favors no specific arms. But look, it's an early to mid-game PvPer. France can easily become the center of attention early in the game. That's so true. Right now I'm playing an alliance game versus the French Legion, and they have somebody as Germany, somebody as UK, somebody as Spain, and so we're on the big 45 map. What a pain in the butt. So we're going to select France and jump in the game, and I'm going to show you from an alliance standpoint like what you should do your first few moves out of France, right? And you can see how our other guys have already got in here. DT has picked Poland, and probably Saracen is Italy, I'm assuming, but let's just take a look. Yep, DT is Poland, and then Italy with Saracen, yeah. So the first thing you want to do is get in and share intelligence with your co-players. And that makes a big difference when you can see things that are moving on the map. Everything you see, all of your other players see too, and you can see movements, like troop movements. So if you have a country surrounded and you can see everything that's going on, you know where they're moving to react. Like, it's a very solid way of doing this. Right now, there's no other enemies in. They would have the TAN alliance thing in here. And yeah, see, I don't see any of them listed all the way, so that gives us an extreme advantage. Why they would accept the game, and maybe like someone hit a wrong button or something, but why would you accept the game if you're not going to be in play? And so strategically, France, like, we're going to have to take this new town in here. Usually Italy will come up and take Switzerland real quick, and then France's move is to move into Brussels. And so what I would do is I would set, let me think here, we're going to bring this guy up to here, and we're going to go right into the main part of Belgium, right? So now if I look and hover on this, it's going to arrive at 6:53 p.m. So now I can bring this to here, and I can do set delay, and I want it to get there at the same time as my other guys, so I'm going to slide the bar out to like 7 o'clock, right? And set a delay. Now this will wait 4 hours before it starts to move towards Brussels. So that way it coordinates an attack all at one time. They actually attack the tank, and I get to take and move an infantry in across the land and take some more territory. So what I'm going to do with this guy is we're just going to take this, and we're going to add target, right? So now he's adding this target. And now I'm going to add a target there. And I'm going to add a target there. And you can see it's going to arrive in 5 hours, which for me would be an hour before the Brussels attack. So let's add this target here. And then we're going to add this target here into Brussels from the north side. So now we've locked up the troops that are in Brussels, and we're going to be able to move through the territory. So with this guy, let's move him a little bit different. And let's go add target up to here. And we're going to add target down to there. And then we're going to finally add this target into here. And then, so now we're going to go back, set the delay. We're going to set it for that time where everything else is going in. And this one is going to arrive at 7:36. This one's going to wait and get there. And this one's going to arrive at 6:53. So now we have everything going into swoop. The only thing that we're missing is bringing up our, let's see if we can do this. Let's move him up. Get him close enough to where he can actually hit Brussels with that, and we're definitely going to set a delay here. And the reason why we're going to do that is so that we don't get him out in advance. This artillery battalion, we don't want him to get hurt. We want the infantry, the quick ones, to get hurt and go through that, and so that way we can kind of save that artillery and just let them beat away at people from a distance. You don't ever want to move those guys in close. So now we're going to look towards Barcelona, and this is the second move for a start with France. Once we get up here, you're going to see how, like, we take Brussels, and then if nothing moves, we march into Amsterdam and pick up that fuel, right? So we settle out those countries, which we should do it at, we should set a delay on all of them to go at 7:01 or 7:05. Then it would be right after the rogue nations hit. So we're going to do that. We're going to come up here and set these to delay. And then we're going to set them for 70. Let's go to 7:05-ish, somewhere in that area, set delay. And so now what you have is a situation where at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you should be able to dial the time in here. I don't like how it's a slider. That would be something for the development team certainly to look at. But now you have at 7 p.m. Eastern a situation where it goes through and calculates all the provinces and says, like, should insurgents hit this and what's the percent? Well, if they're still in Brussels at that point, it's all the territories remain to Brussels, and then at 7:05 we come across there and start taking them. Then we don't get tagged with the insurgency stuff in there. So, and this one will delay a little bit. This one's going to be a little bit harder. Okay, delayed. So we won't probably make a couple of these territories, but we'll again end up there in Brussels. So, and then if we set his to patrol right here, then this chopper patrols over, and when the battles actually start, he will engage the target. So we definitely do not want the chopper to get hit, because we want to save him for other things. This gunship, it attacks at a really high speed, but it also gets damaged easy. So we want to kind of keep him in the intro for the game in an area that he can come into the attacks after they start, right? So then let's look down here. We're not going to worry about UK yet until somebody takes it, but we definitely want to get some territories down here in Barcelona. So we are going to just set them for the border right here, set him for the border right there, so they join up. We're going to pull this guy down to here, And then let's add this guy for now too, and we're going to set him down here as well. So we're going to kind of get staged for Spain. Now, if the other team does pop a UK player, then we can quickly move these guys back because we haven't engaged Spain yet. We've just kind of put them right on the borders here, saying it didn't give us the warning for war. Or let's say if the leader of whoever's running this game says, hey guys, we're going to take out Germany, get all ready, then we're going to take Strasbourg here. And we're going to move this guy back to Strasbourg for a defense should Germany join in the game. I don't know that somebody would join knowing that Italy, France, and Poland are already taken. That would be a gutsy move to try to pick Germany and save that. You know, especially because I believe we're going to take Sweden as well and surround Germany. That way we get a free territory in there. So you kind of look at that. And then you can look around the world and say, has anybody else joined? Let's see if anybody else has joined in yet. Sort by team, no. DT, and nobody on the other team yet. It's just the two teams still, so pretty crazy. But anyway, let's look towards what we're going to research. And so in this match, what you're going to want to research is two things. I don't know how he made it to day 2 already. That's kind of crazy. But you want to come down here and get your airborne infantry going. Those are the quickest way to take territory early in the game, have your choppers fly in, snatch some VPs away, and move out. And then you're going to want to start your strike guys in here. So we've already got infantry, the basic infantry, so we can defend our towns, at least make them go a little bit longer. But now if we're going to have our Mirage Delta 2000s up, as well as some airborne infantry, we can move around the map quicker and react to things on the board. So those are two great choices to start with on there. If you're going for a naval type of thing, you're going to want to set up like some corvettes quick. They're fast, they're cheap, and you know they're going to give you some advantages here. Look, you're going to defend against submarines and then shallow waters against surface. So you're going to be able to barrage stuff from the coast. And if you look at the stats on the Corvette, it's not going to attack heavily against these guys, but these guys are not going to be firing back. So you can set a Corvette out there all day and just let them blast away at whatever infantry is on the coast. Your problem is going to be if they build any other ship to come after you, it's the weakest of the ships, right? So you want to definitely take a look at building. We would go normally destroyers. They have a really good attack rate, doubling up, and they can attack other ships with and submarines. They also have the ability to launch. To defend against things launched at them. So it's pretty nice to be able to hit a lot of those things. So anyway, that's what the setup is for France. And if you have any questions or comments about this setup, definitely hit me in the comment section, and some of the more veteran players can answer this, especially with DT Smith and Saracen both being in. They're very high-ranked players, and they watch the videos, so they can help you guys out as well. So have a great Sunday, and we're going to get this uploaded. I'll see you.